So what is codependency really? If you ask 10 therapists, you're liable to get 10 different answers, which is why codependency is so difficult to understand. My goal in this video is to bring codependency to life by describing its behaviors and beliefs, so you can assess whether or not you have a tendency towards codependency. But first, I want to say that codependents have been given a bad rap. They are often described as emotional manipulators and controlling. But the truth is, codependents are some of the nicest people around. They care about others and strive to help whenever and wherever they can. The problem for codependents, as you will soon see, is that they go overboard in their focus on caring for others. Maybe you can tell I have a lot of affection for codependents, who are good people, but often stressed out by their relationships. I love working with codependents. In fact, I consider myself a recovering codependent. Now let's make sense out of this confusing pattern of behaviors and beliefs called codependency. So what is it exactly? Codependency is a strategy developed by children, usually under duress, for obtaining love or approval from troubled caretakers or peers. This strategy, however, is composed of mistaken beliefs and rules that guide codependents in their attempts to get their needs met in relationships. Since this strategy is based on erroneous rules about how healthy relationships are created, codependents are sadly doomed to failure in their quest for satisfying relationships, which is why they often feel depressed, anxious, and stressed out. I want to emphasize that codependency is a strategy for getting needs met in relationships, but it's a flawed strategy because the rules by which codependents approach relationships are unrealistic. So what are these unrealistic rules that misguide codependents? If you go to websites on codependency, you will see long lists of supposed codependent behaviors, which makes it seem like everyone is a codependent. So, to simplify things, I have identified 3 telltale beliefs that can help you assess the likelihood that you are codependent. If all 3 sound like you, then it is highly likely that you are codependent. If 2 of the 3 sound like you, then you might be a codependent. So let's take a look at these beliefs one by one. The first codependent belief is, I must never ask for what I want because my needs and feelings are bad, wrong, a burden to others, or even dangerous. So I must pretend to have no needs or feelings and instead focus on the needs and feelings of others. This first belief reminds me of a joke about 2 codependents who have a tradition of going to the same restaurant every Saturday night. Finally, after 20 years, the wife finds the courage to ask, "Honey, do you think we could go to a different restaurant next week?" To which her husband exclaimed, "Thank God, I've been sick of this restaurant for the past 10 years. It's a funny story, but it's also sad, because this is how codependents live, rarely speaking up for themselves. The second codependent belief is, I must never say no. That would be selfish and mean, and then no one would like me or love me. The third codependent belief is, I can make a relationship work all by myself. I can fix other people. I can make them happy. If these 3 beliefs sound familiar, don't panic. Codependents are good people with bad operating systems. To become a recovering codependent, you must change the operating system. You must change the rules by which you approach relationships. So here are 3 realistic beliefs that foster healthy relationships that you can strive to live by. The first belief is all healthy relationships are negotiations. Thus, I must be able to identify what my needs are and then be willing to ask others to meet them. And I expect others to do the same. My feelings and needs do matter, and so do the needs and feelings of others, which is why we negotiate. The second healthy belief is I must be able to say no to behaviors that are unacceptable to me, and I expect others to do the same. The third healthy belief is I cannot make a relationship work all by myself because it takes two people to create a healthy relationship. I cannot fix another. I can only fix myself. I cannot make another happy. I can only make myself happy. Now, if you compare the three codependent beliefs with the three healthy beliefs, you will notice that codependents are filled with distorted and unrealistic thinking. Since they avoid asking for what they want or saying no, they expect others to read their minds as to what they need, want, like, or don't like. In addition, they believe they have the ability to make relationships work all by themselves. They think they can control things they can't control, like other people, while ignoring what they can control, like advocating for their own needs in a relationship. They also feel responsible for others as if they are the only adult, and thus feel obligated to attend to everyone's needs and problems. No wonder codependents are so stressed out. They put the world on their shoulders and think they can carry it forever. And they are guilt-ridden because they tell themselves they have no needs. So if they ever think of doing something for themselves, their mistaken beliefs tell them that they're a bad person for thinking that way. Being a codependent is simply no fun. They are guilt-ridden because they believe their needs and feelings are selfish. They are stressed out by feeling responsible for everyone around them. They are anxious because they can never say no and thus feel like they have no control in their lives. They are depressed because they feel like failures when they can't fix everyone else's problems. And they are resentful because no one is reading their minds to see what they need. What about me? They scream inside, suffering in silence. The good news is that recovery from codependency is possible, which will be discussed in a later video. My next video, The Birth of Codependency, should be on YouTube in a few weeks. After that, I will make a few more videos about codependency, and then move on to other topics such as conflict resolution, assertiveness, setting boundaries, anger, grief, anxiety, depression, addiction, stress management, and most important of all, mindfulness. So if you like this video, please click the thumbs up button. And if you want to hear more from me, then subscribe to my channel, Counselor Carl. You can also visit my website, SerenityOnlineTherapy.com, for articles on various mental health topics and to view my credentials, my specialties, and the online counseling services for codependency and other problems of life that I offer. Thanks for watching this video, and keep paying attention to your life. Until next time.